Hey.
Just 3 years into the league, and Tyrese Maxey has already shown great potential at being one of the elite microwave scorers in NBA history. He's a legit combo guard that has blazing fast speed and uses incredible efficiency both on offense and defense to just be a great player in this league. Now, the unfortunate thing is that he's in a bit of a sticky scenario right now because obviously James Harden is on the market. He's requested a trade. He seems like he does not want to come back to the Philadelphia 76ers, and because of that fact, because it's up in the air, we're just not quite sure what Tyrese Maxey's role is going to be right now as he heads into his 4th season. But regardless, whether Harden stays or not, I'm really excited for the Embiid-Maxey duo to continue to grow together. After a huge Season 2 breakout for Tyrese Maxey, he also saw his numbers bump up in year 3, but not nearly as much, and that probably is most likely due to the fact that James Harden entered the Sixers rotation and, ate up a lot of shots and just a lot of usage. And this was reflected in Tyrese Maxey's playing time at each position, as in year 1, he saw the most playing time at shooting guard, year 2, he saw almost every single minute he played at the point guard position, and then year 3, again with the acquisition of James Harden, he played more shooting guard than point guard. Anyway, some other fun numbers for Tyrese Maxey. He's also an elite catch and shoot 3-point shooter where he's taking over 3 a game and he's hitting them at a 45% clip. And pull-up threes, slightly worse, but still pretty good in that facet of the game as well, as he's taking a little over 2.5 a game and hitting those at a 38% clip. Overall, he's actually 8th among active players in career 3-point percentage, which is a pretty interesting list. I definitely give a recommendation to go look at that list, as there's a lot of names that you would not expect on there. But again, Maxey being at 8th already in his career is a great sign for the future. So when doing research for this video, I just kind of went with the assumption that James Harden will not be back with the Sixers for this next season. Even if he starts the training camp with them and plays a few games, I bet he'll get traded at some point, just because James Harden trade requests usually get met at some point. And with that being said, and the fact that the Sixers have not added many other point guard type talents, I think the big question is, can Tyrese Maxey take over that point guard position full time? And before watching the couple of games that I did, I was intrigued by this question, but now that I am done the research, it really shouldn't be a question at all. Tyrese Maxey will be perfectly fine running point guard. It would definitely help if the Sixers got him some help to play make and run plays and stuff like that, but for the most part, putting the ball in Tyrese Maxey's hands for more possessions is never a bad thing. In fact, the Sixers didn't do that enough this past season. Sometimes they would just sit him in the corner and they let James Harden dribble the air out of the ball and run pick and roll after pick and roll with Joel Embiid for 20 seconds before jacking up a step back 3. And I don't know if you can tell by this monologue right now, but it really annoyed me. And I think that's because at Harden's and Maxey's core, they're just two very different players. James Harden likes to have the ball in his hands, is very methodical, is a great player because of it. I'm not trying to knock him, but sometimes he can just be a little ball dominant, whereas Tyrese Maxey, the key theme word here with Tyrese Maxey is efficiency. He never holds on to the ball for too long. He's always making decisions on the split-second decisions. But I can respect the player that seems to always know what they want to do with the ball or with a cut or with something on defense before the play even happens. So yeah, Tyrese Maxey, point guard, I'm not worried at all. Let's check out some of his film. Now, at the start of this video, I mentioned how Tyrese Maxey is on his way to being one of the elite microwave scorers of this generation. And what I mean by that, in case you don't quite understand, is basically just that he can get hot in an instant. He sees one shot go in, and he seems to immediately feel good after that. And he's able to just go off and score, 3-4 straight buckets in the span of a couple minutes. And when it comes to him actually scoring the ball, again, like I mentioned at the start of the video, he is one of the fastest players in the entire league right now. So putting him in any situation where he has a pick and roll, a pick and pop, a handoff, they love using the ram action with him, which basically just allows him to get a bit of a head start before attacking a closeout or attacking off the catch. All of these are great play options for Tyrese Maxey because, again, it just gives him the needed advantage to use that speed and get to the rim. And with all that being said, I think the part about Tyrese Maxey's driving that I like so much is that yes, he's really fast, but he doesn't just rely on that speed. He's also great at decelerating and taking his time and being patient, and he has really great balance on his drives as well. There was this one clip that I wanted to highlight where, you know, most guys, when they go really fast and above their usual speed threshold, they take any sort of contact, they immediately get knocked off track. But Maxey is able to keep his feet, stay balanced, and continue to get to the bucket for either a bucket or a foul. In the small sample size I watched, it seemed like his favorite go-to move when finishing around the rim was the floater, which is perfectly fine because he's got a pretty deadly one. He also showed the ability to challenge people at the rim, both on offense, and he had this one play on defense where he, tried to get some rim protection, which I applaud the effort. But yeah, he's got a nice little bag of finishing moves. I didn't see too much in the film I watched, but I know just from watching Tyrese Maxey here and there that he's very capable of going up and under, or just challenging with the left hand. He's very skilled at finishing around the rim. But one thing I would like to see him improve on when it comes to the driving is just getting to the foul line more. I hope his time with James Harden has hopefully taught him this, because we all know James Harden loves getting to the foul line. But Maxey can easily use his speed as a huge advantage. He already does it every now and then. I just think it's something he could do even more to get more easy points from the foul line. And when it comes to shooting the ball, I'm not quite ready to call Tyrese Maxey a 3-level scorer yet. He still has a lot of work to do in the mid-range. He's had some success, pulling up off the dribble so far, but it's not really a shot that he looks for that much, which is fine at this point, because on the flip side, he's a very deadly three-point shooter. As I mentioned earlier, he's top in the league amongst active players in three-point shooting percentage. He's killer with that step back three. He's got a really quick step back that creates a ton of separation, and he drains a lot of the threes that he takes. In fact, in this most recent playoffs, I'm a Celtics fan. That series against the Sixers, I wasn't scared of anyone shooting the ball but Tyrese Maxey. I mean, anytime he took a shot, it just felt like it was going to go in no matter what, and it was really demoralizing. So while I would like to see him maybe work on that mid-range game a bit more, it's not a huge issue. It's something that I assume will probably come as he continues to get older and mature and grow in the league. And then defensively, again, like I've been saying this entire video, he's really fast. He uses that quickness to his advantage on the defense side of the ball. He's an absolute gnat guarding on the perimeter. He can stick with the best of the guards. He even had this one really nice defensive possession on Kyrie Irving where he clamped him up pretty good. He's also very adept at getting into passing lanes. Again, just the quickness to cut off those angles that offensive players think are there for a split second until, bam, Tyrese Maxey has stolen the ball. He's taking it onto the other side of the court in like 3 dribbles, and he's finishing in traffic, outside of traffic. It doesn't really matter. He is someone who is really good, again, at just getting those quick steals, getting it down the court quickly, and scoring points quickly. So what does this next season and the future look like for Tyrese Maxey as we get deeper into this offseason? Well, if James Harden does end up staying, it'll probably be another year of Tyrese Maxey being treated like a third and sometimes fourth option for some reason on this team. Hopefully the switching of the head coaches with Doc Rivers and now they have Nick Nurse, hopefully Nurse can get some more plays and some more actions ran for Tyrese Maxey, even in the case that Harden stays, because in my opinion, Maxey is easily the second best scoring option on this team right now. Harden's slowing down a little bit. Tobias Harris is nice, but Maxey just has such a higher ceiling. I would love to see more actions, even just simple actions ran between Embiid and Maxey. I mean, pick and rolls, really easy. Handoffs would be awesome, and again, just that ram action where Maxey's able to get a little bit of a head start on the defense going towards the rim, all just should be textbook stuff to get him to score, 25 points a night. Because if Harden does end up being traded, I see no reason why Maxey can't hit that mark. He's been at 20 last year, he's at 17 the year before. If Harden leaves and he gets those extra shots and those extra possessions at point guard touching the ball, hopefully the aggressiveness with Maxey will come in a bit more than it has, because again, even though he's been a great and efficient scorer, sometimes you can tell that he's just, feeding the ball to his other star players like Embiid and Harden, and it's a little frustrating at times, but it's understandable. Also, quick side note, but he's also one of the few players on the Sixers team that can actually make a post-entry pass, and for that reason, he should automatically have the point guard job if Harden is not coming back. Anyway, at the very least, again, whether he's going to be a third option or he's going to take that next step and be the number 2 behind Joel Embiid, at the very least, the Sixers, I hope, are aware that they have someone who is a very high floor, high ceiling player, which at his age, only entering his 4th season, a really important player to have on a team that's pushing for a championship. His rookie contract will be up, so this will be his last year that he's making cheap money for the Sixers, and he should be getting whatever max extension possible because, again, Tyrese Maxey is going to be one of the elite scorers in the league for many years to come. But that's about enough for me. As a Celtics fan, it did hurt a little bit to talk about a Sixer with such praise and hype, but that's just the kind of player Tyrese Maxey is. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter, it'll be in the description. And most importantly, hope y'all have a good one.